This is their lake. So many families here making a living. Today maybe it's more from tourism than from fishing like in the past, although there are still some fishing families. Thinking a bit about families this morning, just came together, a bunch of families. Say goodbye to the moon up there. How many families do we have in the Bible? And if we narrow down to the New Testament, maybe we don't often think about it as families, but there are actually quite a few. And right here at the Sea of Galilee also. And we have the story of a moment in family life this morning. So I remember Martha, Mary, and Lazarus. And then we have Peter and Andrew. And they're the sons of Zebedee. And Peter is married, so his wife is in the picture even though her name isn't mentioned. And his mother-in-law is mentioned. So another family constellation. So you have Martha, Mary, and Lazarus kind of quiet. And Martha and Mary are the centers of attention. Often can happen with girls and their brother. And then we have Peter and Andrew, brothers. And Andrew is the quieter one, but he's also very deep searcher, and he's the one who brought Peter to Jesus. So the quieter one can also be responsible for serious moves in the life of other family members. And the mother-in-law, this is an important moment. And then we have today two brothers, James and John. Probably John is better known in a way. The Gospels, the letters, the book of Revelation coming from John's leadership, from his community. And then they're the sons of Zebedee. But we don't see Zebedee in action too much. We do know that he must have been a pretty shrewd guy, because they basically had a little company, so they have guys working for them. Because when John and James leave to follow Jesus, they leave their family and those who were working with their family in the boats. So Zebedee must have been a good organizer, a leader, shrewd businessman. Because it's not easy, even a small business, to keep it going. You have to pay salaries. Everybody has to get a fair, a just shake, a just amount. And there are probably sometimes hard times, taxes, all the rest of it. And then we have these three families, right? Peter and Andrew, James and John, and we have Martha, Mary, and Lazarus. Those are the three families I came up with. You have the wedding feast of Cana, but we don't have names. And the family in Nazareth, Joseph, Mary, and Jesus. And if we look at the situation today, even after all the public life of Jesus, they're not getting the message. Somebody said to me, that wrote a note and said that this goose must have a problem with fish line and needs help. Now, I'm not expert enough to do that, but the leg is up. So when you're standing on one leg, you know, quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. Can we help you? Yeah, there looks to be something tied around the leg down below. I wonder who can help this goose. There's actually some thread also in the other one I see now. I'll talk to some people that are with us. Maybe they can help. If you hang out here, lady, we can try to help you out, hopefully. I see a problem, but I don't know how to help. Probably need little snippers to cut the threads that are there. There are threads tying around her legs for sure. So that was a good observation for that live streamer, a follower who has noticed that. Thank you. Let's hopefully find a solution. Maybe we can call her Alexandria for being an Egyptian goose. Or if you have some wife of some pharaoh. Or there was a lady pharaoh, I think, was there ever? I remember rightly. So anyway, going back to our subject today, we have these families, and we have, which family is made up of angels? Well, none of them. They all have their issues. And in a certain sense, they all receive correcting words. Peter gets a ton of them. And today, the gospel is interesting, celebrating the feast of St. James, that we have this moment when we are seeing their raw ambition. And they want to have the first places in the kingdom. And you know, it's interesting, if you look at the text in chapter 20, the first piece of the text is about the workers who come at the last minute get the same pay as the ones who came at the first minute. So first and last in the kingdom is a little bit different. It's about love, really. It's about response to love. It's not measured like in our human little measurements. There's a whole other generosity level in the kingdom because the author of everything is so generous. And we can't even count the stars yet with all the technology we have. We can't even count the constellations. We're always finding more stuff. So he has made more constellations probably than all these little shells here, you know. Why does he make so many shells? The abundance. The ability to rejoice over the abundance others receive, the kingdom. But they want first place for themselves. It's a very different attitude, you know. And to have spent all this time with Jesus and still not get it. And so the chapter ends up with the two blind guys in Jericho, and they say, Lord, heal us. And that's kind of interesting sandwich then, that this story is in a very strong teaching about being in a new style of generosity. And actually there's another piece in there before we have this story. Jesus has actually confidentially let the 12, just them, in on the fact that he's going to be crucified. And in that backdrop, they're still thinking about first places and power and having, being in charge, dominion. Our sense of dominion has really been affected, you know, it's been deranged, dysfunctional, and the world suffers from it to this day in the way people exercise dominion in every sphere, also inside families. Sometimes we complain about politicians and church leaders misusing dominion, which is absolutely horrendous and tremendous consequences. But actually, it happens by the same people inside their own families. And I think maybe we need those two guys in Jericho to help us, because maybe we don't even see it. We don't even see the amount of dysfunctionality in the way we exercise dominion. And Jesus gives that lesson, he says it's about serving. If you want to reign, serve. If you want to be a princess or a prince, a king, if you want to participate in the kingdom at the highest level, there's kind of two formulas to get there, and you need both of them. And one is to be serving everybody, especially the most needy, to have a heart of compassion, but also to be ready to suffer injustice and continue serving while you're suffering injustice. Like the teenager that's slamming the door and going off in a huff, and poor mom is looking after a sick child and can't fix that need of that teenager at this very minute. And it's amazing how people, even who don't have authority, can wield passions and words and physicalities as if they did have authority, usurping authority. And this is all part of the daily human scene, and it's in every family. We have to deal with it. It's very interesting to see the situation we're in. And then we shouldn't get too discouraged by that, because Paul's letter is very helpful there today. That, we're carrying around this death in our bodies. We're carrying around this death in our bodies. So that others can live. Again, that's total service. There we have those words from Isaiah come to mind, the suffering servant. So we have suffering and servant together. And we endure this life as difficulties and challenges on a path to glory. Isn't this beautiful light? Imagine this is just the smallest, tiniest, littlest, insignificantest shadow of what glory will be. And so Paul says we carry a treasure in earthen vessels, like a ceramic pot that can so easily break, and all the ointment falls out, the expensive nard can fall out, the medicine can fall out, the whiskey can be lost. And we're so fragile because of our passions, our ambitions, our wielding usurped authority, and there's a whole treasure of holiness, because all the saints had this. And James today and John, they're two amazing saints, pillars of the church. All the issues that we have. And that's the reality of our daily life. So don't be disappointed if there's some issues in your family. Motives of shame, motives of hurt, difficulties of communication. In the best of families also that are very religiously practicing can have big issues here. And then when we have big issues, it's just the opportunity for big virtue. Because when we are dealing with big issues, that's where we learn patience, and we learn love, we learn forgiveness, we learn to serve. We learn to give ourselves. We're purified like fire, gold 7 times in the fire. So it's a great life, people. We have great hope for glory. Like these guys that battle many a storm here. The storms of life, earning a living for their family, keeping the employees happy and working and well paid, so their families can also thrive. So much green, it could be Ireland. Well, let's leave it like that for today, people. God bless you. See you later, alligators. Oh, there's more green.